Good evening, everyone. Right now on 12 News, a former Mesa pet shelter owner accused of abusing more than 50 dogs is now formally charged.
That's our big story tonight at 10. A grand jury indicting the former owner on 117 counts, all related to animal cruelty and fraud.
Team 12's Ryan Cody joins us live here in Studio 12A with the facts unfolding on the charges. But first, Ryan, how are the dogs doing tonight?
Well, one of the dogs did unfortunately die when sheriff's deputies searched Dominic Esprella's makeshift shelter nearly 2 years ago. 4 others have since had to be put down, but the remaining 4 dozen are doing much better after what Sheriff Paul Penzone calls the most egregious case of animal cruelty he's ever seen.
I have seen some horrific abuses of animals, but the sheer volume and to know what these animals were suffering in while at the facility. Keep in mind, not only were they in the condition that you saw, but they were living in their own feces and urine.
Former shelter owner Dominic Esprella is now facing 117 counts related to animal abuse and fraud. A grand jury indictment coming down nearly 2 years after sheriff's deputies raided his facility near the Loop 202 in Maine and Mesa.
The needs for the animals were available, but there was not a constant day in, day out care for these animals. It was sheer neglect and abuse.
Esprella claiming he took the dogs in to avoid other shelters from putting them down. But Maricopa County Sheriff Paul Penzone says Esprella's good intentions do not outweigh the eventual crime.
It would be no different. A parent with a child, we could be well-intended, but if we neglect or abuse that child, we have an inherent responsibility and there are criminal implications.
It's a shame because the dogs are suffering and it's too much.
The community calling on Penzone to arrest Esprella in the days following the raid, and several protests called for more to be done. But Penzone now saying the legal process requires a thorough investigation.
It's not just about putting handcuffs on in that moment. It is about ensuring that our process leads to a just outcome and that we are not able to just arrest and prosecute, but we're able to convict.
Now, Penzone says the investigation took so long because not only did they have to take account for and determine the condition of all 52 dogs, but also they had to obtain financial records from people who allegedly paid Esprella to take care of these animals. That's where the felony fraud charge is coming from. Mark and Caribe.
All right, Ryan, thank you.